Hi, we discuss about casting. Casting is one of the important topic in manufacturing process. It it consists of 2 to 3 marks in gate. Problem mostly you will get 2 marks question and 1 mark question. So what is casting? Casting is one of the manufacturing process where you will prepare similar component. So casting is one of the manufacturing technique to produce similar components economically. It is a manufacturing technique to produce similar components quickly and economically. So here casting, actually what happens is, suppose if I want to produce a for example a shape of a component, like for example cylinder. That is simple shape, but if you want to make complex shapes, especially like intricate shapes of statues or something, for example, so first you need to prepare a pattern. So how it happens is, so I just draw the diagram. So I will explain with simple diagram entire process of casting. So I want to produce this rectangular box shape, like this is a casting I want to produce. So what we in casting, the process is, first you have to prepare a template. So what you want to manufacture, whether it may be that is called pattern is replica of casting. So you need to keep the pattern in the sand mold. So then you have to make the shape. This is called sand mold. Especially molds are prepared with sand. So there are metal molds also, there are special cases, but in general mold is prepared with sand. And this is the casting is called cavity, where empty space will be there, which gives the similar structure. This is sprue, where you pour molten metal. So pour molten metal into the sprue, and it goes into the empty casting place location, where it solidifies and gives the same shape. And break the mold and take out of the casting product. That is if you do finishing operation, that's all. So the main steps involved is, first step is pattern making. So steps involved in casting: first pattern making. Next one is mold making. Next is pouring molten metal. Next is after pouring it has to solidify, molten metal has to solidify. Then removal of the casting, then cleaning or finishing. So these are the steps. First step is pattern. After pattern making, mold preparation. These are major steps. There may be some small steps in the middle of each step. So pouring molten metal, next is solidification and cooling. Next is removal of removal of casting. In cleaning and inspection, inspection and finishing, I can see. So these are the major steps. So as a first step, we know that casting is a manufacturing process where you can manufacture similar component in mass production. Especially, you pour molten metal first, pour molten metal into the casting cavity and it will give the similar shape. So first step is pattern making. What is pattern? Pattern is replica of casting. Replica means Xerox, same shape. Replica of casting is called pattern. Suppose I want to produce a cup shape component, so I have to prepare a pattern of cup shape. I want to manufacture some statue of some god, then I have to prepare replica of the pattern of same shape. So you can use metal patterns or wood patterns or plastic patterns depending upon the type of experiment. So replica of casting. Pattern materials. What are the materials we can use for pattern preparation? So properties of pattern materials. So before going to the pattern material, the pattern material should be so the pattern material should be easily worked and shaped and joined. First property, easily worked, shaped and joined. So if it is complex shape, you need to join 2-3 pieces, so you need to machine it. So it has to be easily machined and easily you have to get the shape. Light in weight, this is also important. If it is too much weight, then it is difficult to handle. Strong and hard and durable. Strong, hard, durable, because if you want to go for mass production, you have to use repeatedly. So resistance to wear and abrasion. Resistance to wear and abrasion. Resistance to corrosion. Resistance to corrosion, because even if it is corrode, because in casting we need to, if it exposes to atmosphere or if it exposes to liquid, then it doesn't has to be get corroded. Low cost, which is more important. So it has to be low cost and easily shaped, worked or joined, light in weight. So these are the main properties. So we will go one by one. What are the pattern materials? First pattern material, wood. So this is used where number of castings to be produced in a medium size, medium, and the pattern size is also like if you want to produce medium number, not small, very small number, not very huge number, so medium number of patterns we can produce with wood patterns. Why do we need to go for wood patterns? So advantages: inexpensive, so very low cost, easily available, easy to fabricate, available and fabricate, light in weight, good surface finish can be obtained, so these are the advantages. What is the disadvantage? It absorbs moisture. So when it absorbs moisture, it expands. So that is one major disadvantage. Next, poor wear resistance. Life is very short. This is the disadvantages. So examples of commonly used wood examples are teak, pine woods, deodar, etc. So these are the majorly used material, wood material. And next is metal patterns. So these are actually used for mass production, large number of castings. If you want to produce large number of mass production means if you want to produce in large quantities, then you can use for metal patterns. Advantages: so do not absorb moisture, so next point is stronger, long life, durable, stronger and durable, resistance to aberration, high resistance to aberration, finish can be obtained, accurate and smooth surface finish can be obtained. Good machinability. So these are the advantages. So what are the disadvantages? Limitations. So limitations or disadvantages of metal pattern is expensive, heavy weight, not easily repaired, double shrinkage allowance is to be provided. So what is double shrinkage allowance? So before pattern itself is a metal, so you want to prepare metal pattern means you have to prepare with some other pattern. With wood pattern initially you have to prepare metal pattern, and with that pattern you have to prepare casting. So for casting you need to give double shrinkage, two times allowance. Allowance means we will discuss in detail after some examples of metal patterns or metals. So cast iron, aluminium, steel, brass, etc. Next material is plastic pattern. What are the advantages of plastic pattern? So plastic has combined advantages of metal and wood. So durable, provides smooth surface finish, do not absorb moisture. This is the one important for 1 mark question. Do not absorb moisture. Light in weight. Lightweight, wear and corrosion resistance, easy to make, aberration resistance, good resistance to high resistance to chemical, so what are disadvantages? highly fragile. This is only one disadvantage. Examples. So what are the plastic materials we use for pattern? Polystyrene is one of the heavy application. So these are highly used for very big like machine beds. If you want to, machine bed is very huge component. You can't prepare wood pattern, or you can't prepare metal pattern. So polystyrene is a plastic pattern is a one best application where you can use it as a pattern material. So that's the advantage. So next one is wax patterns. So advantages. So why do we need to use wax pattern? Provides very good surface finish, high accuracy, so these are special purpose applicable used in intricate castings. Limitations. Rat tail defects produced. If you use this as a pattern material, rat tail defect is produced. So what is rat tail? So first of all, the wax patterns actually it's not like wood and metal patterns. And wax and polystyrene pattern, these plastic patterns have special advantage over the metal and wood patterns, because these patterns are not required to remove from the mold. You can heat the mold and the entire pattern itself will become liquid or gas. If it will become liquid for wax pattern, or it will become gas for polystyrene plastic pattern, and you can remove it out from the cavity. So that's the advantage of this, instead of breaking the mold and taking out. So what happens is, suppose for example, this is suppose if you consider I have prepared a rectangular shape or rectangle shape casting, and in that actually I poured it into the, so this is a casting cavity, and that this is mold, so sand mold. So I poured wax into the casting cavity, and I prepared the the template. So what happens is, when you heat the mold to remove the pattern material, so when you heat the mold with surrounding temperature, the surrounding temperature of the cavity, the casting, the wax pattern, so it will get heated up. That moisture surrounding the wax pattern will get evaporated, so you will find empty spaces in that. So whenever you pour the molten metal after removing that wax, so the molten metal will go into the pores of that mold, so it will form, finally it will form rat tails, small tails on the surface of the casting. These are called rat tails. This is a defect which can be caused by investment casting if you use wax as a pattern. So limitation is rat tails defect can be caused. So application is investment casting. So wax is used only in investment casting. Next one is mercury. So mercury as the pattern material. So mercury is used for space applications. So where temperature is less than 0 degrees, negative degrees temperature, then only mercury will become frozen. So it gives very good surface finish, excellent surface finish. And limitation is high cost. Application is space application. So mercury is used in space applications where negative temperatures are maintained. So these are the different types of pattern materials. And what are the pattern types? Next, types of patterns. So types of patterns. Here patterns are, as I mentioned you, pattern is a replica of casting. So there are different types. Out of these types, important patterns are, so number of, actually pattern type we have to select based on the number of castings required and method of molding employed, and these are the different based on the different type of application we have to use. So first one is single piece pattern. Or solid pattern. So it is made from one piece and does not contain loose pieces like joints. So it is inexpensive, and if you want to produce mass production, it is used for mass production especially. It pattern may be either in cope box or drap box, and generally it is used for symmetrical shapes and simple shapes. Only single pattern is used. So for example, it's the most simple pattern and used for making simple shapes. To make simple shapes. So you use only whether a single piece. For example, you can see it as a single piece pattern. It is inexpensive So in general the casting pattern is like preparation is they prepare in general two boxes. The first one, top one is called cope box, bottom one is called drag box. So this here in single piece pattern means total entire pattern will be in the drag